Picture this. You're standing at the bottom of the Great Pyramid. You can almost hear the pharaohs whispering. But what did their voices really sound like? For hundreds of years nobody knew. The ancient Egyptians left us their writing, but their spoken words seemed lost forever. Like a ghost, the real sound of their language haunted history. We see their amazing buildings, we're impressed by their hieroglyphs, but the sound of their language was a secret. Without a time machine, how could we ever know how the ancient Egyptians talked? The answer, surprisingly, is hidden in the language they left behind. The Egyptian language, like the River Nile, flowed through time, always changing. It started with hieroglyphs, pictures and symbols that meant words and sounds. Over thousands of years it changed into different forms: hieratic, demotic, and finally, Coptic. Each step held clues to the sounds of the past. Coptic, the last form of ancient Egyptian, appeared around the year 300. It used the Greek alphabet, with a few extra letters for sounds Greek didn't have. Importantly, Coptic is still used in the Coptic Orthodox Church. This kept the ancient sounds of Egypt alive. Finding the Rosetta Stone in 1799 was a huge discovery. This stone, with the same words written in 3 different ways, hieroglyphs, Demotic, and Ancient Greek, gave us the key to understanding hieroglyphs. Finally, we could read ancient Egyptian writing. The Rosetta Stone was like a magic decoder ring. It let us understand what hieroglyphs meant, but it also did something else. It showed us how ancient Egyptian might have sounded. By comparing the Greek words with the Egyptian versions, language experts started to figure out how ancient Egyptian was spoken. The ancient Greeks and Romans left helpful clues about how ancient Egyptian sounded. They spent a lot of time with Egyptians and wrote down Egyptian words and names using their own alphabets. These written versions, though not perfect, gave hints about the sounds. Imagine trying to write down a word you've never heard, from a language you don't know. That's what Greek and Roman writers faced when trying to write down Egyptian words. But even these imperfect attempts, scattered throughout old texts, gave important information to language experts trying to rebuild how ancient Egyptian sounded. Coptic, the last form of ancient Egyptian, is like a bridge to the past. Even though it uses the Greek alphabet, it kept many sounds from its ancient Egyptian ancestors. This makes Coptic super important for figuring out how ancient Egyptian was pronounced. Think of Coptic as a time capsule, holding the echoes of ancient Egyptian sounds. By studying Coptic words and how they changed from older forms, language experts can track the journey of sounds through time, connecting the old pronunciations with newer ones.